Back in 1985, a group was working on an oil rig called Sector 7. When a drill stopped working, one man went underwater in a submarine to check it. He saw the drill was stuck, so he put on a special suit and went outside the submarine. While fixing the drill, he saw a big, pretty fish. Suddenly, the ocean floor broke, the ground shook, and some little glowing creatures started swimming around him. He tried to touch one, but the water started pushing him and his submarine up. He grabbed the drill and tried to call for help, but the glowing creatures attacked him, and then everything went dark. Many years later, in 2011, the new team at Sector 7 had a problem with the riser. Hae-jun told them to lock the valves while she handled the pressure. She hurt her shoulder doing this. They all worked together, holding the valves while slowly lowering the pipe. The pipe almost hit a man's head, but they moved just in time. They fixed the riser before it could get worse. The team can't find any oil and they're worried. They think Hae-jun takes too many risks and they argue about it. But Hae-jun is sure she'll find oil. At the same time, a worker scolds a young man for almost causing an accident with a pipe. The young man is so scared that he holds onto the pipe and a strange liquid comes out, along with a tiny glowing creature that nobody recognizes. Meanwhile, Hae-jun is at the doctor's office because she's hurt. Dong-soo tries to flirt with her, but she's not interested. The rest of the crew is busy catching the glowing creatures to study them. Hyun-jung, a marine biologist, says these creatures come from a different part of the sea, but she doesn't know how they got to Sector 7. While Hyun-jung is talking to others, Chi-soon takes one of the creatures from the aquarium. But the creature attacks him and leaves a big wound on his lips. Chi-soon then boldly halts the elevator doors to present Hyun-jung with a gift, hoping to reveal his feelings. However, she declines, pushing him out and continuing her ride. Later, Captain Huang breaks the news: they've been ordered to abandon Sector 7. Unable to find oil, the mission is now scrapped. Hae-jun's reaction is fiery. She insists they're quitting too soon, storms off, adamant to persevere. Dong-soo tries to soothe her anger but ends up fanning the flames. Shortly after, a helicopter delivers Jungmin to Sector 7. This is Hae-jun's uncle, a respected ex-worker of the rig. Greeted with a warm hug from Hae-jun and admiration from the crew, his arrival lifts spirits. A hearty meal is prepared to honor Jungmin, turning into a scar-showing competition. Captain Huang shows distaste, branding scars as marks of recklessness. But Hae-jun, revealing her own scar, retorts that Huang doesn't understand the true worth of these battle marks. Later, Hae-jun gazes at an old family photo, revealing her father was the one who perished underwater years ago. Seeing her melancholy, Jungmin offers comfort. She shares her wish to continue digging in her father's memory. Inspired, Jungmin promises Huang he'll petition the board for a few more months. If they strike oil, Huang takes the glory. If they fail, Jungmin will shoulder the blame. The following day, Jungmin pumps up the crew with a heartfelt pep talk. They all leave their handprints on the pipes for a bit of good luck. After toiling for 3 months, their hard work pays off, they strike oil. With their main issues sorted, everyone can finally take a breather. Jungmin blows off steam by shooting plates, while Hae-jun and Dong-soo race on their bikes around the rig. Hae-jun takes a daring shortcut, but Dong-soo steals the win with an epic jump. He teases her about their bet, a kiss for the winner. But, being playful, Hae-jun just lightly pecks his cheek. Later, Hae-jun and a crewmate dive to inspect the rig's underbelly. They spot damage on a pipe and start fixing it. Up top, an odd shadow slinks around, causing a rope holding Hae-jun's friend to jerk. The crew tries to haul him up, but the rope snaps, sending him plummeting to his death. Simultaneously, Hae-jun's equipment goes haywire, knocking her out. The crew pulls her up and she wakes amidst bizarre jellyfish, her friend's lifeless face among them. But it's just a nightmare. Hae-jun awakens in the clinic, grief-stricken. Jungmin provides comfort and sends her off to rest in her room. Hyun-jung approaches Hae-jun with crucial news but is interrupted and leaves, troubled. Outside, Chi-soon pesters her with his persistent interest, attracting attention from the crew. Later, Hae-jun mourns at her friend's workstation when she's shocked by Hyun-jung's lifeless body hitting the window. Rushed to the clinic, Dr. Moon-hyung concludes that Hyun-jung took her own life. Hae-jun rejects this, feeling Hyun-jung wasn't in such a mental state, and accuses the doctor of rushing conclusions. Moon-hyung then discovers male evidence on Hyun-jung's body, hinting at a possible foul play. The crew's suspicion falls on Chi-soon, and 2 members hunt him down. Although Chi-soon insists on his innocence, they beat him up and apprehend him. Meanwhile, Moon-hyung examines the male evidence under a microscope and notices something peculiar. As Chi-soon is brought into the clinic, Confronted with Hyun-jung's body, he breaks down into tears. Moon-hyung needs hair from Chi-soon for DNA proof. Hae-jun, suspecting something amiss from Hyun-jung's behavior, decides to explore the lab. She's startled by a rat when she opens a cabinet, and then spots a gooey substance leaking from pipes that looks like male liquid. If you know you know, huh? Moon-hyung is busy running the DNA test when he hears a noise. Finding nothing at the door, he's taken by surprise and killed by an unseen assailant. Hae-jun, finding a snapped rope, hears someone fleeing. She finds Hwang, who delivers the shocking news of Moon-hyung's demise. The team gathers to discuss, finding both bodies missing. They suspect Chi-soon, but Jungmin isn't convinced. Chi-soon, bound in the basement, trembles in fear when he sees an eerie shadow creeping towards him. The crew stumbles upon a bloody trail mixed with the seed-like substance, leading them to a corner where a battered Chi-soon lies. They think he's dead, but on closer inspection, Chi-soon springs to life, panic-stricken, screaming about a monster in the building. Without warning, the rig jolts, and Chi-soon seizes the opportunity to run. The team splits into two to chase him. Hae-jun and Dong-soo, down a passageway, freeze at the sight of an enormous beast prowling on the ceiling. Chi-soon, in his frantic attempt to elude notice, becomes the monster's prey and meets a swift, grim end. Shortly after, Hae-jun and Dong-soo stumble upon the generator room, now a ghastly den for the beast. The room is awash with a viscous substance and the bodies of fallen crew, causing a power outage. Regrouping in the communications room, Hae-jun confirms their worst fears: the monster is real. Attempts to radio for help fail, leaving them isolated. Jungmin, rising to the challenge, readies his weapon to combat the beast. Hae-jun, Dong-soo, and Hwang join him, navigating the eerie passageways in search of the beast. Their expedition leads them to two other crewmen. Unfortunately, their noise also attracts the monstrous predator. Hae-jun and Jungmin, ready to fire, lack a clear shot. Jungmin instructs a crewman to shift the obstructions, but his panicked response is to start clapping. Seizing the confusion, the beast deploys its long tongue, ensnaring the crewman and flinging him against walls and debris. Taking advantage of this distraction, Hae-jun and Jungmin move in closer to shoot the beast, providing an escape window for the two crewmen. The terrifying beast falls to the ground momentarily, but it quickly recovers from the gunshot wounds, preparing itself to strike again. In a daring move, Jungmin produces a lighter, igniting a flame that is promptly hurled towards the creature. Instantly, it becomes engulfed in fire, causing its fury to intensify. Determined to capture its prey, the monster gives chase as the crew desperately flees, attempting to seal a door behind them. However, the creature effortlessly pushes it aside, blocking their escape. Seeking refuge, the crew takes shelter inside an elevator, where the monster relentlessly hammers against the door, yet fails to breach its sturdy barrier. Undeterred, the creature discovers a window and shatters it, extending its long tongue through the opening. Evading every attack, the crew skillfully avoids harm, until Hae-jun seizes an opportunity and swiftly severs the creature's tongue with an axe. Subsequently, the crew retreats to the laboratory to tend to their injuries. Meanwhile, Captain Hwang begins to grow suspicious of Jungmin, suggesting that he willingly return to this treacherous oil rig and possess knowledge of the creature's vulnerability to fire. In response, Jungmin smashes one of the aquarium containers, capturing a small creature and setting it ablaze, assuring that the flame will endure for a full day. Then he tells the whole story. Hae-jun's father had discovered these creatures many years ago, and the science team realized that the liquid they produced could be used as a superior oil. However, a moral dilemma arose because they would be burning living beings. Despite the ethical argument, the team began breeding and experimenting with the creatures. Eventually, one of them grew into the giant monster they encountered earlier. During her research, Han-young uncovered the truth. When she threatened to expose the findings to others, Jungmin killed her. Now, in the present, Hae-jun feels betrayed by her own uncle. However, Jungmin expresses remorse and acknowledges that he has returned to face the consequences of his actions. Suddenly, they hear noises, and the monster appears at the window, shattering it to enter and attack. The crew flees, and Jungmin gets captured. He instructs Hae-jun to leave him and escape. Amidst the chaos, Jungmin seizes a bottle of burning medicine and hurls it at the monster, causing it to recoil in pain and release him before fleeing the room. The crew searches for their weapons, and Hae-jun volunteers to restore power by going to the generator room. Dong-soo accompanies her and is astonished to see Hae-jun fearlessly plunge her hand into the goo and pull the lever, restoring power at last. Meanwhile, Hwang and the two young men venture down a corridor and are startled to discover the monster lurking beneath their feet. Despite their attempts to restrain it, the creature's strength overwhelms them, and it bursts through the floor, launching an attack. Their gunfire proves futile, and the creature starts pursuing them. As they flee, one of the young men stumbles, prompting his friend to assist him. However, Huang continues running and enters another room, heedless of his terrified companion's pleas as he locks the door behind him. The friends held onto each other tightly, but the monstrous creature used its long tongue to separate them. It mercilessly killed the two guys one by one. When Hae-jun and Dong-su returned, they were shocked to find no one around. They discovered that Huang, driven by selfishness, had taken the submarine alone and was trying to escape underwater. However, his escape was short-lived. Within minutes, the body of one of his crew members struck the window, and the creature appeared suddenly, shattering the glass and flooding the submarine. Huang drowned in the process. Meanwhile, back on the rig, Jungmin activated the building's self-destruction sequence and went outside to signal for help with a flare. Hae-jun and Dong-su wanted to stop the destruction, but only the captain had the authority. Just then, the monster returned, and Jungmin confronted it with a flamethrower. However, the flames only caused minor damage and had little effect. Jungmin then resorted to fighting the creature with a pipe. After a brutal exchange of blows, he managed to stab the creature and trap it. With the creature immobilized, Jungmin ignited a more intense fire using his lighter, rapidly burning the creature. Unfortunately, Jungmin had been doused in a strange liquid during the fight and perished in the fire. The creature writhed in pain and desperately sought water. Dong-su had to push Hae-jun out of harm's way. Tragically, the monster seized the opportunity and grabbed Dong-su, jumping into the ocean along with Jungmin's lifeless body. Devastated, Hae-jun collapsed to her knees. However, she suddenly heard something, a sign of hope. Dong-su had managed to save himself by clutching onto a rope. Acting swiftly, Hae-jun grabbed her bike and used it to pull on the rope. The monster emerged from the water, attempting to attack, but Hae-jun lifted Dong-su just in time. In the process, she slipped and injured her shoulder, but Dong-su was able to climb the rest of the way up. With only 1 minute remaining until self-destruction, Hae-jun was relieved to be reunited with Dong-su. However, their joy was short-lived as the monster crawled back into view. Dong-su clamps his teeth around it, struggling fiercely, determined to give Hae-jun a chance to escape. The monster refuses to relent and hurls Dong-su into the air, leaping after him and swiftly ending his life with a sharp bite. But the creature doesn't remain submerged, it swiftly ascends. Hae-jun hops on her bike and rides closer to the monster, hoping to divert its attention. With a gun in hand, she shoots at it, maneuvering it towards the precipice to buy some time. Then she speeds away, executing a daring leap and veering around a corner to slip under a narrow passage. As the monster tries to pursue her, it becomes ensnared in the structure. Hae-jun seizes the opportunity and hurls her bike at the creature, resulting in a massive explosion. Unfortunately, the monster is severely burned but still alive. Hae-jun rushes to the drilling area and seeks refuge in the cabin. From a distance, she cautiously presses a button, causing a door to open, luring the monster into another room. Thinking she has successfully trapped it, Hae-jun shuts the door. However, the monster manages to escape, descending from the ceiling, and resumes its pursuit, chasing Hae-jun through the pipes. Desperate, Hae-jun grabs a wrench and strikes the monster, only to be forced against the machinery. Spotting some rope, she allows the crane to hoist her up. The monster follows suit, prompting Hae-jun to leap onto a pipe, causing the creature to plummet into the drilling area. Although Hae-jun injures her leg in the process, she narrowly avoids the falling pipe. Quickly, Hae-jun retrieves the remote control and stands her ground, luring the monster closer. When it draws near, she presses the button, and the drill descends, capturing the monster. Despite being restrained, the creature's limbs manage to seize Hae-jun's leg, causing her to fall. She battles against its grip, dragging herself across the floor until she reaches the control panel. Activating the drill, it mercilessly slices through the monster's body, finally putting an end to its reign of terror. Afterward, the rig begins to self-destruct. Undeterred by the explosions, Hae-jun mounts her bike and leaps out of the crumbling building, reaching a nearby platform. There, she fires a flare into the sky. Soon, a helicopter arrives, swooping in to rescue her. Several years later, an older Hae-jun returns to Sector 7. She inspects the underwater pipes, tears streaming down her face as she discovers the heartfelt messages her former crew had left behind, written in support and camaraderie before the tragic events unfolded. And that's a wrap-up for today. Comment down your views for the movie using #FilmoRecaps. Stay healthy and stay safe.